Hey, call me Shape, and today we're reacting to a video titled, "This is Why So Many Women Are Single." Let's get right into it.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and I stumbled upon this gem of a video over on TikTok. And when I saw it, I was one of the first people to see it. It didn't have a ton of likes or views or comments or anything like that, but I just thought it was so refreshing as a woman to hear another woman saying this, and I'm sure that as mostly men watching, you will find this refreshing too. So I'm going to show you guys just so that we're all on the same page, and then we're going to talk about it.
That man did not end things with you or ghost you because he's too intimidated by you. Stop convincing yourself of that. Stop letting your friends convince you of that. People used to say that to me, so I used to say it all the time when things didn't work out with a guy. I have been pretty successful from a pretty young age, and one of the things about me at that time was that, like, I made it my whole personality trait. Like, didn't need anybody for anything. Work, like, came first. I was a little more on the, like, argumentative, like, highly opinionated, which I am a highly opinionated person, but, like, it was just a different way. And people used to say that to me, oh, well, they're just so intimidated by you, and I ate that shit up until finally it came to my senses and matured, and I was like, well, I'm not dating insecure men. So I don't think that the men I date who are, like, successful, have their shit together, you know, pretty confident, are ending it with me because they're intimidated. They think I'm too good for them. I just don't think that that's necessarily true. What I've learned and realized is that they just don't like it. Like, if you are argumentative, why would they spend their time with you when there's someone else who's not? Or if your whole life is about not needing anybody and just like, oh, I can do this, I can do that because I'm, like, so successful and work is everything to me, then, like, why would they want that in a partner when there's someone who's more, like, open to being, like, a team rather than so, like, independent? The only time it'd probably be true if a man was intimidated by you would be if he had significantly less going for him than you do. Like, successful, you make a ton of money, you travel, you live in a nice place, whatever, and he's, like, between jobs and lives with his parents, like, doesn't have a steady income. Or if you're, like, 10 out of 10, like, stunning model, most beautiful girl he's ever seen, and he's, like, unhealthy, unattractive, like, never been with someone that looks like you, so he, like, gets intimidated and unfortunately, like, psychs himself out. Maybe in that case. But chances are that's not what your dating dynamic is. And it's just that your personality isn't for him. He just doesn't like it, but he's not intimidated by you.
Love this girl. Wish that I could give her a hug because I have never heard another woman say this, especially on TikTok. Normally it's the strong independent boss babes that don't need no man, and if you say something like this, you are ridiculed and attacked and called a pick-me or misogynist in the comment section, which very well could be happening. I don't know because I haven't gone to check the current status of the video because, as I mentioned, I saw this when it was first posted. But it's just insane. She's 100% correct. The accountability that she's taking here, talking about her past and the way that she's, you know, matured and realized this is just so self-aware and, again, just so refreshing to hear. And she's someone who has a female following, which is even better to see. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard women say, well, guys just don't like me because they're too intimidated by me, or I'm intimidating, or things didn't work out because he was, you know, intimidated by my success and I made too much money for him and blah, blah, blah. Men don't care how much money you're making. That's a woman thing that women care about in men. So then when we're dating, we think that men care about the same things that we do, when in reality, not even close. And they just don't like you, probably because if you're approaching dating with this I'm too intimidating mindset, or you are an independent boss babe that don't need no man, he doesn't like that about you, and you have a bad attitude, and you're just not very likable.
Yeah, let me stop it there. This is good. This is good that women are holding other women accountable. This is awesome. Listen, you know, men and women, our attractions not symmetrical, right? Well, you liking us, we don't necessarily liking you, right? You guys like beards and muscles and strength. We don't like that in women, right? I don't mind a little bit of muscles because I like fit chicks and girls who have the defined shoulders, but most men don't actually want that at all, okay? I do hear this quote all the time that he's just intimidated by me. He's just intimidated by me. But shockingly, it's not by the girl that one girl in the clip was talking about, who like is a 10 out of 10, right? 10 out of 10 smoke shows, right? Yeah, can they physically intimidate men? Sure, but men are still going to approach them. But it's usually by girls who are not in the best shape, right? They're not the best version of themselves. And so I think these are just Jedi mind tricks in order for us to feel better about our current state of affairs. Or women to feel better about their current state of affairs. Men, we don't do this. When we don't get girls, we could blame them, and some of the men that are in the red pill and black pill, they're kind of mad at women. But we know that we're just like average looking. We don't have that much money. We kind of know why women are not attracted to us, and we're not really mad that women are attracted to good looking guys or money. We're just upset that the average girls think they're too good for the average guys. That's the only reason why guys are upset.
I did a video reacting over on TikTok to a woman saying, why have you wondered why men are choosing wonder bread women? Basically saying, do you wonder why men choose average women over you when you are a divine French croissant, basically high maintenance and all of this stuff? And it has nothing to do with the fact that these women are not as good as you. It's just that they don't like you. And by saying that a man doesn't like you because they're too intimidated by you, or you're too good for them, or you're too high maintenance, it's just honestly a cop-out for bad behavior. It's a way to take no accountability for yourself and the fact that you might just not be very likable. And in the Wonder Bread croissant case, I think if you have to put another woman down to feel better about yourself and why things aren't working out for you, that tells you all you need to know about yourself and the growth that you need to be taking. But in this case, I think it's great that, she was able to say, men are not intimidated by me. They just maybe didn't like me because I had a bad attitude. If you are a boss babe with a bad attitude, you've got princess mentality and want people to treat you like you're up on a pedestal all the time, or you're independent and don't need no man, those are probably the reasons why the men don't like you, not because they're intimidated by you. The first thing I want to talk about here is that women tend to go for men who are either at their level financially or success-wise or above them. This is hypergamy. It's real. It's true. It's not some myth made up by, people on the internet. This is a real thing that we do biologically. Statistically, it's safe for me to say this. Only 22% of women out-earn their husbands. And as women out-earn their husbands, their relationship satisfaction tends to decrease for themselves and also the man that they're with. Why? Because women typically want to be with someone who is at their level or above, as I mentioned. Now, this is not the case for every single woman on the planet. There are women out there dating men who make less or are less successful. It's just the way that it is, right?
That's the exception, though. But let's stick to what she's saying. Women date across the socioeconomic status of men and up. So they'll date men that are at their level or above. Men do the opposite, across or below, at their status or less. And what I've realized is, too, you'll have some boss babe chicks that are doing financially well, and they feel entitled to the best men. But this usually rarely happens. I was watching an interview of Trina. If you guys know who Trina is, she's a rap artist. Trina was telling another woman, the person interviewing her, that her man has to tell her, her man gives his paycheck to her, right? And he needs to ask her if it's okay to make a purchase or decision. He has to run everything by her. Now, what I thought was so funny about that was she was saying it like it was like a flex. But she was just humiliating the hell out of her man, pretty much saying that he's a biatch, right? And that he has to take her shit, right? He has to bow down to her. Sad state of affairs. But most women couldn't be happy like that. Some women are. Some women are happy in that sense, where the man is below them, right? And usually the more money you make, you have no choice but to date men below you, because the men at your level are not dealing with that ish at all. And women have to understand that if you want a high value man, if you want a man that, is making, if he looks good, he makes a bunch of money, right? And let's say he has no kids, he's a very desirable guy. And don't think there's going to be a little bit of competition. There's going to be a lot of competition for him. So you got to make sure not only do you make good money, but you can compete with the women around him. And a lot of women can't. A lot of women can compete with their pocketbook. For some reason, we don't have people that are in the best shape of their lives. That's why you guys are going to see in a few weeks, I'm going to drop my ebook. I got an ebook coming out. It's called Turbo 6. It's going to be a 6-week turbocharged jumpstart to fitness because so many people need to hit the gym and improve the way they look. I'm just saying. But let's get right back to the content.
And statistically here, it's safe for me to say that them being intimidated by you is not the reason, because you're not dating men who are less successful than you or who make less money than you. And as I touched on earlier in the video, the reality is that men don't care how much money a woman is making. That's not something that's on their list of things that they're looking for. Men want someone who is going to bring peace into their life instead of constant chaos or a bad attitude or a princess mentality. You can be a very successful woman and men will like you if you have a good attitude and you're not a brat. If you're a woman who is well off, financially, maybe you're very successful and you're dating men who are at your level or above, well, then those men that you're dating also have more options in women. Why would a man choose to be with a woman who has a bad attitude and acts like she doesn't need him in the first place? Or even want him a lot of the time. I'm not saying that women should not be successful or financially stable themselves. I think it's a wonderful thing, but I think it's important to also know why things are not working out for you instead of just, making it a cop-out and saying, oh, well, they're too intimidated by me, because that's absolutely 99.9% of the time not the reason why. It's because you're going after men who are at your level or above, which if you're, doing well off financially and you're successful, that's probably pretty high up. So right off the bat, you're limiting your pool of men to choose from. So if you can't find someone, that could be a reason why. And then secondly here, when you're dating men of that caliber, they have more women to choose from. So they're not going to choose the one with the bad attitude who sucks. Because there's plenty of financially independent women who do well and are successful that have a great attitude, who might embrace their femininity, who take care of themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, who, are supportive and encouraging and bring peace instead of chaos and a good attitude. And another thing I want to talk about here is that women don't really hold each other accountable. And she mentioned in the video that when she would tell her friends that she, got broken up with or things didn't work out, they would say, oh, well, he's just intimidated by you, or, oh, you're too good for him. And then you tell yourself that to feel better about why things didn't work out for you. And then you don't end up growing or evolving or becoming a better person because you're just never taking accountability or responsibility for the fact that you might be the problem. And I think that women really do their friends such a disservice by lying about this. And obviously some of them truly believe it, like they don't think that they're the issue. This is a common thing that we see. But a lot of them just are lying. We coddle feelings and we hype our friends up when things aren't working out instead of just being really honest and blunt with them. And that's because women don't really respond well when you tell them maybe you're the problem. And I know this.
And they don't respond. Yeah, I'm going to stop her there. Great stuff. Courtney Ryan, I'm going to put her link into her, linked into her channel in the description and a link to this video. Great video. It's like a 14-minute video. I'm only reacting to about 10 minutes of it. So shout out to her. Great content. But let's be honest. Women are neurotic. That means they're more sensitive to negative information. And this is why most people just lie to women, because they don't want to hurt their feelings and stir up problems. And a lot of us know that you guys are going to kill the messenger and not really deal with the message. You're going to be mad at us and not really be mad at the information, the fact that it's true. This is why I think women, though. So all you women that are single, this is how you can actually improve your lives. One, compete with body game. Body game needs to be the new movement of women. And not body game by getting butt shots and BBLs and surgeries. No. Get on a healthier diet, improve your diet, and hit the gym. Literally. Like, women need to study the hell out of fitness, study the hell out of nutrition, and improve their lives. And don't fall for the BS. Oh, eat protein, protein, protein. Anybody and their grandma could say that. I don't like promote that because I don't think it's true. I don't eat that much protein. I'm very low in protein, high in carbs. And I know people tell me, oh, carbs are bad, carbs are bad. It's a myth. Carbs are very healthy for you if you eat whole foods. Now, if you're talking about processed carbs like potato chips and french fries, yes, those are bad. Or cupcakes and stuff, yes, those are bad. But those are processed foods. That's why they're bad. Not because they're carbs. They're processed. Okay? Anyway, moving forward. Compete with other women with body game. Improve your body. Then improve your attitude, right? Compete with women by being more feminine than them, by being more sweet, more kind, more polite, and more soft. I don't know where the boss babe movement started, where women thought that the harder they are, the more men are going to be attracted to them. The more, I ain't going to take your ish, I ain't taking your ish. It's just, okay, then don't take our, we won't take your ish either, you know? You can't have two alpha masculine people in a relationship. It doesn't work. Relationships work on polarization. And so, yeah, be our polar opposite. If we know that we're hard, we're rough, we're rugged, we got grit, then you have to understand that the opposite of that is going to be soft, gentle, graceful, okay, demure. That word's getting popular right now. Mature, right? Being smart, not having stones in your head. And you'll get the guys you want. You know, there's not that much competition for women like what I just described. If you're fit, feminine, friendly, there's not that much competition. I work with one girl, she's like that. She's always happy, she's always polite, and she's just amazing to be around. And she has a boyfriend, but I know that her boyfriend's happy because she is just great energy. You never see her complain, you never see her moan, you never see her fight, you never see her argue. She always got a smile from ear to ear. She's happy. And that's what, as men, we want to come home to at night. We want to come home to a woman who's happy 24/7. We don't want to deal with BPD. We don't. If you're bipolar, no, none of that stuff. None of that stuff. So I want to wrap it up by saying this. One, if you guys want me to react to a video, just hit me up on IG. My IG is the same as my YouTube. Call me Shape. Hit me up. I got you. People have been sending me DMs. I appreciate those sending me DMs and sending me video ideas. I appreciate you. I'm getting to them. Also, let's think about this, right? My channel is not about saying that women are the only ones wrong in dating. They're not. Men, we are wrong a lot. I'm wrong all the time. But men, we tend to be more accountable in the sense of we understand that, all right, if I'm fat and out of shape, this is why I'm not getting women. You know what I'm saying? Men kind of know that. Or if I'm broke, I know why I'm not getting women. But women tend not to really understand why they're single, why things are not working out for them. That's why videos like this is very valuable, because it kind of opens the door to say, you know what? These are the areas that we all need to focus on. So I think we all need to be better at communicating with each other. We all need to be fit and healthy. And we all need to understand what the opposite sex wants from us, right? We know that women want a provider. Women talk about it all the time. So like men, we want to go out there, make some money so we can provide. And we have no problem doing that. We understand that women want a fit guy. We understand that. So a lot of us work out if we really want to be at the top of the totem pole. The only thing that we are stuck on is our height. We can't do nothing about it. You know, some people are getting knee BLs and shit, but, you know, and that's a really dangerous and expensive procedure. But for most of us, we're going to just keep our height and be a short king. All right? So anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Channel's blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Go out and check out some of my other videos, and I will see you over there.